And 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, it's Don. Let's do some promoting of some indie comics, shall we? Let's start the day off on fundmycomic.com. Anything that I talk about today, the links will be in the show notes on the video on YouTube. Pigman number 1, Bosch Fawston. The Islamic background of twins comes to the forefront of their lives on 9/11, which is echoed by the comic book within. Pigman versus Super Jihad. They got 292 backers at $20,211 raised in 3 months. 4,042% of their $500 goal. Looks like a good comic. Let's give it a try today. The Remnant, Thief in the Night by Bill Ropp. Tragedy transforms this self-centered MMA superstar fighter into a force of justice and mercy. 90s extreme action and fun. 5 backers. $51 raised in 14 hours. 10% of their $500 goal. Thief of the Night. Let's give him a shot. Eli Royalty Caldwell is a champion mixed martial artist. At the height of his fame, he had it all: money, fame, and notoriety, and an ego to match. When tragedy strikes, Eli is forced to reevaluate what is truly important in life. Out of pain and humility, a new destiny unfolds. Eli Caldwell, no longer the same selfish man, dedicates his life to helping those ignored by society and punishing the predator destroying Siler City. Eli is now the hero known as Thief in the Night. Pretty good looking cover. Issue 1, Thief in the Night. Back in the day. A Saga of Sunsets. Sorry about that. A Saga of Sunsets by Luke Stone and A.C. Pritchard. It's a gritty fantasy Viking adventure filled with orcs, flying long ships, magic, and family from the dark mind of A.C. Pritchard, with art by Luke Stone. They got 30 backers, $1,375 US, 20% of the goal, 197 days to go. A Saga of Sunsets is a gritty adventure fantasy that dives into fatherhood, power, ambition, and morality, set within the grim world of Archay. Here there be Vikings, orcs, flying ships, mystery, symbolism, and yes, dragons. 72-plus page full-color epic follows the story of Himin Horfist, an icy orc jarl who was promised the succession by his king. Along with the crown and title comes the mighty flying longship known as the Evening Star, a one-of-a-kind vessel capable of escaping the winter homeland for greener pastures across the endless water. All he must do is escort King Tavis to the final resting place of his choosing, on his own terms, far from the polar homeland of the orcs. That is A Saga of Sunsets by Luke Stone and A.C. Pritchard. The Buckler. The story so far by John Dillard. 48 backers, $2,500 in a month, 125% of the $2,000 goal. It's on the storefront, so there's no end date. Plenty of time, but you know what? Why wait? Looks like a great book back in the day. It is a second chance campaign. You get everything in one book. Catch up on the Saga of the Buckler, the story of the enigmatic villain and his rise to prominence. This campaign includes Phase 1 of the Buckler Saga, the first 4 stories of the Buckler compiled into one large book. 115 pages of thrilling story, new cover, new chapter break artwork, book separations, include all the original covers. Book is finished and ready to print. Quick fulfillment, that is key. Don't miss your chance to get caught up on the best story in indie comics today. Back the Buckler by John Dillard. Outlaw Knights, Genesis of a Renegade Part 2 by Ben Fuselier. I hope I'm saying your name right. 5 backers, $185 in a month, 37% of their goal. Cyrus Lawson has been kidnapped. The pirate crew of the Hazard has some big plans in the making. What are those plans? Let's see what we can find out. About this campaign, the saga continues. At long last, Outlaw Knights is back. Bet you glad it is. The heated battle of Therese came to an unexpected conclusion. Our boy Cyrus is now working aboard a pirate ship, the last place in the universe he wants to be. The crew needs to make a pit stop at a rather shady spaceport. Surely a quick fill-up and resupply won't be an issue. This issue, haha, no pun intended, introduces us to two notorious villains, twice the action. The lore is expanded, and the chessboard is set for the ultimate rat race. Part 2 will cap off the genesis of a Renegade arc and bring us to new titles. Finally, yeah, man, lawlessness has never been this sexy. Killer art, killer story. Outlaw Knights, Genesis of a Renegade Part 2 on funmycomic.com back in the day. Fembat Volume 1 by Brent Cantrell. 38 backers, $1,673. Raised in 7 months, 167% of their $1,000 goal. 44 days to go. 1968. Girl bit by a vampire at a go-go club. She gains supernatural powers, makes friends, and vows to kill the beast who destroyed her humanity. Man, what a shame. Some people just aren't thankful for the powers they get. This is by Apex Comics, Fembat. That's the one that's got the, I guess that's infamous now, the Dan Lawless Fembat cover. Good stuff. Look at all those books in the library. Absolutely insane. And if you do Fembat art, they will publish it. So, not so bad, not so bad. Marcus Kelligrew from the studios got his in there. Tank Ferret. John Epple, also known as Evil Ginger. We got Akapad's artwork. Omar Garcia, also known as Omar Glitch, is on there. Another one of Tank Ferret. And hopefully I'll see mine in there one day. So you got Fembat Volume 1 on Fun My Comic back at today. So takes me a minute to scroll up here. Volume 1. Good looking stuff. Ominous Avenging Death. Elliot Rodriguez. Now this campaign has not yet started, but people are excited about it. I know I am. Elliot's a good guy. If you want a kick-ass comic, this is one of the ones you've been waiting for. It starts June 26th at 8:23 in the morning. So mark that day on your calendar. It's going to happen. Ominous Avenging Death is the fight you've been waiting for. Zadok versus Deathmonger. A little bit of information. This comic features a short 10-page fight scene between the hero, Zadok, and the monstrous villain Deathmonger. And a 36-page book filled with lots of extra content like character concept art, gallery, character bios, and much, much more. The book is meant to serve as an introduction to the world of Ominous. The artwork, including the line art, colors, and the lettering, are all done, and funds are needed for the print run and the shipping of the book out to you. Yeah, man. It's insane artwork right here. This is the kind of stuff you're looking for. Ominous is the book for you. Starts June 26th, 8:23 a.m. Mark your calendar. Set your alarm. You don't want to be late. You don't want to be the last kid on the block to maybe get your fundage in there. And all the other ones that came before you will laugh at you, call you names. Heroic Tales, comic book number 2 by John Bua. You also know him as John Longbox on the YouTube. 133 backers, $4,332 raised in 2 months. 39 days to go. 2 heroes, 2 sides, 1 bold story. That's Heroic Tales number 2. After the successful launch of the first issue, Heroic Tales is back. This time in a full-length double-sided flip book featuring 2 powerful tales in 1 collectible volume. Side A continues this journey of the patriarch, the Golden Age-inspired hero torn between saving the world and seeing his family. Over for the explosive debut of Mary Sue, a brilliant overachiever transformed by tragedy into something far from perfect and far more dangerous. 2 heroes, 2 lives colliding with destiny, 1 expanding universe where every story counts. From Longbox Comics, Heroic Tales number 2. Back today. 7 Amens Before Sundown. Welcome to Half-a-Rock Hill. They can't wait to have you over for dinner. By Tom Tuttle, 191 backers, $7,910 raised in 3 months. 1,582% of the $500 goal. It's on the storefront. No end in date in sight. Why wait? Back at today. How far would you go for love? What would you do? Who would you kill? Sawyer Bain was a man of the gun and a long red ribbon across the West until something happened that made him put his guns down. He found the love of a good woman, found a faith he didn't know he had, and became a man of the soil. Now he must take up his guns again. His wife has vanished, and the trail leads to a town called Half-a-Rock Hill. And that Half-a-Rock Hill, it's pretty quiet during the day. But it really comes to life when the sun goes down. It's a grisly, foolish feast of love, death, and vengeance from Tom Tuttle and Christian Rossi splattered out across 44 pages of story. Choose from the full-color Grindhouse edition featuring a senses-shattering cover by Graham Nolan, the black and white Till Death Do Us Part edition, and a heart-ripping cover by Peter Gilmore. Yes, 7 Amens Before Sundown. What a name. What a story. I'm excited. You should be too. Back at today. Baron Templar, issues 1 through 3 from Future Vision Comics. No backers, no dollars. They have not reached their goal. Storefront, no end date. You could be the first. You could be the first person to back this book today. Scott Gautier hunts for an ancient artifact that can cure his disease, only to find a magical sword that turns him into the superhero, Baron Templar. Not so bad, huh? After defeating the Iron Worker and establishing himself as the new Baron Templar, Scott returns to Earth to a ransacked office where a mysterious enemy has stolen his father's journals containing information on the relics from the Arthurian era. Merlin, that old bastard, arrives and informs Scott the journals contains an ancient text that can decipher the ancient language on a transportational tablet called the Tablet of the Red Pyramid. This tablet could take someone to the enchanted Ectalon or anywhere they wanted to go with no magic needed. Wow. That's a tale steeped in lore. The Baron Templar. No backers. Magnificent work. You could be the first. Back at today. Tales from Nerosville. First inventory reduction sale. From Jason Meadows. 4 backers, $178 raised in a month. 36% of the $500 goal. No end date. That's right. It's on the storefront. Make it happen. Get on there and get it. Get all 9 exciting tales from Nerosville books at a steep, deep discount. Get caught up now before the next wave of books drops. About the campaign. It will move. Wait, that's not about the campaign. What are you doing? Okay, you can't say it's about the campaign and then talk about your reduction sale. Well, I mean, I guess it's about the campaign, but what is the book about? Here we go. Tales from Nerosville is a superhero anthology series where there is no singular star of the book. That's right, no stars. Rather, Nerosville itself serves as the central focus of the series, introducing readers to the various heroes, villains, and residents of the city with the largest population of superhero beings in the world. Action, adventure, murder, mayhem, humor. TFN has it all. Some would say that the city is the hero of the book. Tales from Nerosville for first print inventory reduction sale live right now. Switching gears, going over to Indiegogo for a while. We got Shane Davis's Anatomic. Welcome to the Arena Comic. This thing's going gangbusters. $18,037, 230 backers, 28 days left, just launched. Already kicking ass. Exploding from the pages of Inglorious Rex comes the story of fan favorite fighter Anatomic. Anatomic Welcome to the Arena is 40-plus page graphic novel written by Shane Davis and Yanzi Lin and illustrated by Anthony Gonzalez Clark. Set approximately 2 years before the events in Inglorious Rex 1, we're plunging headfirst into the grimy, neon-drenched depths of the city that forged Inglorious Rex, a wild, untamed urban sprawl pulsing with danger and attitude. This prequel zeroes in on young Anatomic, a fierce, street-smart scrapper clawing her way through the concrete jungle, years before she'd claim her throne as the legendary Rex pilot. Brace yourself for a gritty, no-holds-barred tale that peels back the layers of her origin and navigates the chaotic maze of an electric city and squares off against the cold-blooded crime syndicate running the show. Absolutely freaking fantastic. Anatomic, welcome to the arena, right now on Indiegogo. Bag of the day. Addicts Unbound Theory, numbers 0-2. From Christian Zaffo. Addicts is the Chosen One's universe first superpowered vigilante, and he's out for vengeance. That's right, we talked about this. $88 US, 2 backers, 35 days left, just launched the other day. Welcome to the Chosen One universe, also known as the COU. Addicts number 2. This universe is a place filled with action and adventure, fantastical beings, and filled with mysticism. You will discover new worlds and meet familiar deities. Immerse yourself into all types of genre, from sci-fi and steampunk to supernatural, and of course, superheroes. This universe is meant to entertain and reinvigorate the imagination, so leave all your cares and worries at the door and enter the COU. This campaign is for the funding of Addicts Unbound Theory number 2. It's going to help pay for variant cover artists as well as colorists and printing and shipping. Yeah, damn right. Addicts Unbound Theory, bag of the day. That's going to be a fun one to try to pronounce. I'm going to try. Eudaimonia, Book 3. I hope I got it right. From Joshua Plack. $1,566 US, 31 backers, 27 days left. The final chapter and the surreal series about forging meaning from tragedy. Look, he gives a definition and a pronunciation key. Eudaimonia. Oh, well, that was close, man. Cool. That's pretty good. Look at that. Little pronunciation right there. From Greek philosophy, that which would make us happy if we knew its existence, but quite independently of whether we do know about it. This book is a 50-plus page collection of all news stories featuring an array of amazing artists, each exploring the concept of eudaimonia, including Jose Garcia, Rich Ayala, Rod Looper, Velasca, Roy Mercado, Federica Manson, Emi Utraria, and more? Yes! Reaching stretch goals unlocks additional stories. Look at that. Stretch goal beauty, heavenly goodness right there. We got some art by Rod Looper here. Interior art. Looks good. Looks great. Back at today on Indiegogo. Demifoot, the Urban Sasquatch. Part man, part cryptid, all hero. And it begins right here by Darren Wagner and John Dillard. $1,470 US, 14 backers, 57 days left. Demifoot. The saga begins with a broken man. Jake Jagger, former Navy frogman, now a shambling, rickety veteran, suffered from ruined joints after a diving accident. I feel you, brother. A man crippled in the prime of his life and freshly discharged from the service he loved now finds himself returning to his home in Colay City. But as Jake Jagger will soon discover, the old adage "you can never go home again" will be truer for him than he ever imagined. Very soon he will look into the mirror and not recognize the warped horror that glares back at him. Jake Jagger now finds himself walking the border between two worlds. The world he knew and an unseen world. A world of monsters, madmen, and a ruthless, shadowy organization to ensure such things remain unseen. Bring Demifoot to life, written by Darren Wagner. From Hyperactives, Captain Steel, and other stories, and featured art by the incomparable John Dillard. The Buckler, The Mighty Golden Patriot, pencils down. Demi-Foot Urban Sasquatch is a 24-page comic book that begins the odyssey of a new man monster. Come on now. Back of the day. The Maniac, issue number 1, The Uninvited, part 1. 25-page digital comic that will make you laugh and soy face. Art by Corgan, words by Borelli. Brought to you by Johnny Rocket, $2,150 US dollars, 99 backers. Yeah. Got a little preview link here of Substack. In a world where the villain won't only... I'm sorry, I read that wrong. In a world where the villain won only a nut job would be a superhero. Okay, that might be a misprint. I don't know. I'm not seeing that clearly. Anyway, meet the Maniac. Thrill-seeking billionaire Alistair Sinclair is sick of extreme sports and propaganda for the tyrant Diedrich Faust. That's a good name. Now it's time for the ultimate game, vigilantism. Will he take a bite out of crime, or will he be added to the superhero graveyard that makes Faustland's foundation? Buy it, back it, read it, find out for yourself. Back in the day. Black and White Volume 3, Sins of the Father, from Art Thibert, living legend. They're back for another epic adventure of family and betrayal. $35,208 US dollars by 502 backers. That's a lot. Black and White is his original IP that he started over in Image Comics. And they're celebrating Black and White's 30th anniversary. I think the first appearance, yeah, exactly. Confirmed right there in the paragraph. First appearance in 1994 with a 3-issue miniseries that sold over 500,000 copies. So they're celebrating their 30th anniversary, and they want you to partake in the celebration with them by getting this magnificent looking comic book. Pretty good. Sins of the Father is a new adventure from the evil genius that is Art Thibert, sending his heroes into the world of voodoo nightmares and murderous immortal that has hated the Blackets for centuries. Lord Fagin will stop at nothing to wipe the Blackett lineage from the face of the earth. As well he should. Volume 3 of Black and White is written by Art Thibert, Aaron Sparrow, and Pamela Thibert, with action-packed breakdowns done by the awesome Alan Patrick and dazzling finishes by Art Thibert himself, and beautiful colors by Brian A. Magnay. This 64-page graphic novel is one you'll want in your library of comic books. You're damn right. High Octane is back, baby. Black and White, Volume 3, Sins of the Father. Back it on Indiegogo today. She, Gatecatcher, the original graphic novel, brought to you by the dynamic team of Billy and Deborah Tucci. She battles her way through comics history, trends, and genres, featuring Coffin Comics' very own Lady Death. $105,948 US dollars by 1,014 backers. Wow. That's a lot of people that want this book. They even have a Rob Liefeld cover in one of the tiers. This is a 4-cover epic where she battles her way through comics history, decades, and genres, featuring Brian Pulido's Lady Death and some of the world's greatest characters. Damn right. Stunning artwork. Here we go. Well, that's a lot to read. I don't want to read all that. But hell yeah, man. It was good. She, Gatecatcher, original graphic novel. Back today. Spring Ball, Terminal Monstrosity number 1. Fund the complete reworking and reformatting of the 22-page first issue, plus 20 pages of bonus content from Shanth and Jetty Art. $31,465 US dollars by 590 backers. Excuse me for a minute. I gotta wet my whistle, guys. You know. Now, see, if there's any kind of professional videographer, I'd cut that and I'd edit it, but I ain't gonna do it. It's not that I don't care. It's just that I want to be genuine. I want you guys to see me for who I am and how I do it. I'm keeping it real. Spring Ball Terminal Monstrosity #1 on Indiegogo by Shoth and Jetty. New John Malin cover. Right there. The campaign, fun to work and choose your perk. The Springball Terminal Monstrosity campaign will fund a complete rework of the 22-page comic book story that premiered in '02, plus an additional 20 pages of bonus material. Springball is Ditko McFarlane's Spider-Man meets Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead. From new lines to new coloring to new story to new lettering, the work will only be possible with our support. It will be created and printed in the United States of America. Springball Terminal Monstrosity #1 on Indiegogo back at today. Psycho Slumber Lost Pages Kill Journal crossover. Wowie! When a psycho slasher is hunting people in their sleep, survivors must team up with heroes. Brought to you by the Diaz brothers at Zade Comics. $9,095. 174 backers. It's a monstrosity. A 60-plus page full-color one-shot crossover bringing the horror slasher survivors of the Kill Journal and slamming them into the world of the Lost Pages. Crimstone is back. They go up against the killer who hunts his victims in their sleep. That son of a bitch. They got a new Doug Mahnke cover, which is just awesome. Doug Mahnke is the man. Another cover by Rob Willis. Another man. Another legend. Interior by Juan Gideon from Venom and Jurassic League. Colors by Eugene Betavu. I'm probably butchering these names. If I am, I apologize. Crime fighter Jasmine Stone and her imaginary friend Krim get caught up in the war on the Revenants, undead slashers with supernatural origins. They must team up with Marty and finish to face the nightmare that is Simon the Slasher. Dynamic action in these pages, ladies and gentlemen. Dynamic action. Brought to you by Zade Comics, Psycho Slumber Lost Pages, the Kill Journal crossover on Indiegogo back at today. Ultra Cyberfrog, warts and all, oversized hardcover, a new 500 plus page collection of Cyberfrog comics from the 90s, plus lots of other great frog swag by none other than Ethan Van Sciver. $143,695 by 1,033 backers. That is no amount of chump change. So this is a collection of all the Cyberfrog books from the 90s. They're going to include the book that was contained before, plus 64 pages of extra features, including the material that was briefly released as Frogapalooza Zine. It's all the Cyberfrog work that was never published, created between 93 and 94. So, yeah, man. Not bad at all. A collection of Cyberfrog from the Frog Father himself on Indiegogo back at today. And rounding out the list is another Ethan Van Sciver comic, Fearsome, the comic book series, written by Van Sciver, drawn by David Williams for All Caps Comics. $130,059 from 1,158 backers. They had the concept in mind since 2008. He was going to do it for DC Comics, but he said, you know what? F those clowns, I'll do it myself. Eli Crown was about to inherit his father's estate. His father, a well-known figure in the town of Forest Wake, is in hospice, and Eli is his only living relative. Eli has trouble staying awake. Ever since moving into his father's mansion, he is troubled by abstract ghostly shapes which beckon and torment him. Each apparition is an unsolved puzzle that draws him deep into the land of Nod, where demons torture the souls of their victims. Eli has a special destiny unlike anyone else because these demons are actually afraid of him. If he can stand against them and become fearsome to them, he might be able to unlock the clues that will reveal a deep and dark mystery at the heart of Forest Wake. Hell yes, if he can survive his dangerous disorder, that is. Fearsome will be a series of comic book installments written by Van Sciver, drawn by the excellent, legendary David Williams. They will offer 2 issues totaling 50 pages of story plus bonus material with each campaign. This campaign actually is for issues 1 and 2. Yes, look at that. David Williams artwork. Van Sciver cover. Friggin' awesome stuff. The Shane Davis cover. Ethan Van Sciver All Caps Comics. Fearsome comic book on Indiegogo back today. And if you like comics, which you must because you're here and you're watching, and looking for something awesome, a return to form, a return to magnificence, legendary kick-assitude, Omega Mission Apocalypse Tears is right up your alley. Story and art by me. Mark Polton is my editor. This is the first of a 5-part story, Apocalypse Tears. It's a return to form for comic books, kick-ass sci-fi superhero action like you've always wanted, always afraid to ask. Don't be afraid anymore. Ask for it. You don't even ask for it. I'm bringing it to you anyway. Sign up is live right now. Campaign goes live August the 15th. Omega Mission number 1, Apocalypse Tears, focuses primarily on the last moments of the Black Badge team as they carry out the Omega Mission, a mandate by the President and Congress to hunt down and eliminate all manifested or powered peoples worldwide. In total, the mission took place over a period of 3 years in the early 2000s. Nearly 350 manifested individuals are thought to have been terminated. Upon completion of their mission, the Black Badge was awarded immunity, voluntarily depowering and living out the remainder of their lives as normal individuals. 15 years later, that all changes with the sudden arrival of a new manifested person known only as the Monotrox, with a power set yet to be fully classified, but the most disturbing facet among them being the ability to resurrect and empower the dead. Oh yeah. Does that get your juices going? You got mine going. Story and art by me, Don Edwards. Edits by Mark Polton. Sign up link will be in the show notes. Head on over there. Throw your email address in. And you too can be privy to all the updates and great time news that we're going to give you heading up to the launch August the 15th. I appreciate you guys watching. If you dig what I'm doing, like, subscribe, tell your friends about it. I'm Don. You've been watching the show, Independence Day. Number 2. All the links to these campaigns are in the show notes. Go over there. Check them out. Get some good comics. Have a good day, folks. Bye-bye.